Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Zano, and this is the Affiliate Party Podcast. We are coming to you live today. It is Saturday, October the 17th, 2020. At the time of this recording, anyway. You might be listening 5 years from now. If you are, I hope there's no COVID 5 years from now. Jeez. But anyway, today we are here to discuss audio versus video. Which one should you use? Which one is more intimate? Which one is for you? Okay, now, as you well know, if you are listening to this, this is a very audio-esque program. Okay, this is audio. And to me, this is my opinion. And to me, both, you should use both eventually, of course, but you want to get started with one. You just want to get your feet on the ground. You want to get cemented in one. A lot of people will tell you use video. A lot of people think video is, more. A lot of people think that video is easier, or the people will trust you more because they see you. But in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I think a podcast is more intimate, and I think a podcast is more. I think you will grow closer with your audience with a podcast or with a radio show, say more so than a TV show. It's like being a movie star. I look at being a movie star as like a video, and being like a musician is like an audio. Because to me, people are more. It's like Michael Jackson, Madonna. You think any, Mariah Carey? She has what does she call these people? Lambs. Beyonce has the Beehive. I think like musicians have a tighter niche audience. They have a closer relationship with the audience, and that's how I think of podcasts, and that's how I think of radio, because it's different than watching a video. Yeah, you watch a video, but it's not the same. It's cool and everything, like video, like Tom Cruise. Like, I like a lot of Tom Cruise movies, but I'm not breaking my neck to see Tom Cruise. If Tom Cruise walked by me, I'd be like, oh, look, there's Tom Cruise. But let's say if Jay-Z walked down the street, I've listened to a lot of Jay-Z songs on the radio, listened to a lot of Jay-Z songs, just driving down the road or whatever. And I don't necessarily have to see Jay-Z. I don't care to see Jay-Z, but his music, I listen to it. I hear it. I don't watch any Jay-Z videos. I never really have. But the music is more, the musicians, the music is more of an intimate feel, because you listen to it. You sit there and you listen to it, and then you think and you have these thoughts. And so to me, I'm not saying that you shouldn't use both, but to me, I think you would develop a closer, a tighter audience because people will tell you in a minute. They will get on a video on YouTube. Like, I watched this guy's video one time, and he said he does better when he talks about like money, or when he shows different things in his videos. He said if he shows his face, then people really don't watch the video. But if he shows his computer or whatever, so it's like people are not even in tune to him. People are just in tune to the video. But for you to listen to a podcast, for you to download this podcast and listen to it, that means you want to hear what I have to say. It's not like you're turning it off, you're turning away from it, you're listening to it, whether you're driving down the road or you're in bed or wherever you might be. But I feel like when I did videos, I didn't get the joy or the sensation that I do when I do the podcast. When I do the podcast, I tell you things. I'm more open because this is I feel like it's a very intimate thing, like a podcast, a radio show, because we are. It's hard to explain, but it's just a feeling because I've watched a lot of videos and I also listen to the radio. You know, it's like when I used to listen to Howard Stern a lot when I first started driving trucks. It's like a family. You'll be driving down the road, or I pull into the truck stop. You hear somebody, and they're listening to it. And you go, "Hey, you listening to the show?" And they go, "Yeah." And then you sit there. You know, I mean, I know some TV shows have connected with people. You know, like Game of Thrones and Seinfeld and stuff like that. But it's not. It doesn't seem as close knit as like you listening to a radio show, you hearing a musician for the first time on the radio. And because there's been so many times that I listen to music and I don't know who the hell these first people look like. I just know I like their music, and when I hear their music, and I'm old enough, I'm in the sort of like a tweener when it comes to technology, but I'm old enough to know what life was before the iPhone and what life was like before cell phones and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm 41. I remember when I was in the Navy, I didn't have a cell phone. I just walked around the streets of San Diego, no cell phone. Picked up a payphone every now and then, called somebody. I remember one time I got this girl's number on the trolley. She gave me a pager number, so I had to get on the payphone and page her, and then she would call the payphone or whatever. So I'm old enough to know about life before technology, but I'm still in the range where I'm not gonna be one of these people that's like 65 or them. They go, I don't want to learn that shit. You know what I mean? But to me, it's just a different feel when it comes to podcasts and radio. It's just more intimate. I think that if you develop a audience on the podcast, on the radio, I think they will be more apt to buy from you. I think people will enjoy your video, but will they click? Will they listen? I mean, yeah, they will, but you have to just keep coming out with. It's more of a formula when it comes to the video. You know what I mean? Like the YouTube, you have to have a formula. It's more of a formula for the YouTube than it is the podcast. Like this podcast, there's been a couple times I've recorded and I go, I don't know what the hell I'm going to say. You really can't do that on the video. You can't. It's kind of hard to, wing it on the video. But the podcast, you have an established audience. You have people that want to hear what you have to say, and you can sometimes, every now and then, if you think you don't have anything to say, you'll figure it out while you're sitting here talking. You know what I mean? So to me, but a lot of people will tell you video, which I think video is fine. Video is good. But to me, I think the more intimate setting, the more close-knit thing, in my opinion, is the podcast. The audio. Be the musician, not the actor. You know what I mean? Because nobody's gonna. I mean, Tom Cruise is cool, like I said. Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, Denzel Washington, all those people are great. Now, if I seen Denzel down the street, I might jog a little bit and be like, "Hey, bro, what's happening?" You know what I'm saying? But if I saw who's a Norah Jones, like I've never really I've listened to Norah Jones, and one day, because I don't watch a lot of music awards and all that kind of stuff, so I never really saw Norah Jones. And then one day I said, you know what, I'm gonna look up this woman and see what she looks like. And so I looked her up, and I was like, oh, that's Norah Jones. Cool. You know what I mean? And then one day I went to a concert. It was quite a lovely concert, and I don't go to many concerts, but if you would have told me actor A who was in that movie that you like, they're gonna be at the Fabulous Fox Theater downtown Atlanta telling stories. I'd be like, the F do I care for him, man? But when I heard Norah Jones was coming to town, I was like, oh man, I've enjoyed Norah Jones over the last 15 years. You know what? I'm gonna check out her concert. So, and I never really seen the woman in person, but I mean that was the first time, and I was like, oh, this is cool, and it was it was nice. It was, you know, I'm sure a lot of people probably, I'm sure people have probably seen her face, but they just want to listen to her music, you know. So that's why to me, I think of musicians, they're like podcasts, you know. It's a more intimate feel. It's more of a, you know, different. It's a different comfort level, you know, different comfort level. You know what I mean? Than the movie star, you know. Like I remember when my friend he had Kevin Hart and Ice Cube coming to the donut shop, and he was like, yeah, Kevin Hart and Ice Cube, they gonna come give donuts out, and he was like, yeah, man, I used to enjoy some Ice Cube music, man. I was like, yeah, me too, man. I was like, I still rock Ice Cube and his music. I was like, I'd rather meet Ice Cube than Kevin Hart, because I mean, if I would have just known Ice Cube from like the movies, then I probably would have been like, yeah. But I mean, NWA and, you know, like America's Most Wanted and all that stuff, you know. I mean, it's, you know, the radio, you know, listen to a lot of radio from Ice Cube, you know. So a lot of songs, a lot of music. So I feel more of a kinship to Ice Cube than I do Kevin Hart. I mean, I like Kevin Hart. He's cool, whatever. You know, his movies are good, but I mean, if you told, like I said, you know, if I would have got a chance to go down there, I would have went and be like, man, what's Ice Cube? I want to talk to Ice Cube, you know. Yeah. But anyway, that's that. Now, before I go, I will say, of course, eventually you want to start using both. You know, of course, eventually you want to use everything in the kitchen sink when it comes to content creation. You know what I mean? So don't think that, oh, I'm just gonna use audio or whatever. You know, don't think like that. Use them all, but you know, you don't have to start off trying to use everything. Just use one, pick one, and go with it. But you know, for me, the audio version is more of a, you know, I feel more of a kinship with you than I would if I was just shooting videos, because I don't know, to me videos kind of, I'm not saying it's not real, but I'm not gonna really get, you know, as personal on a video. I'm not gonna get as personal on the video as I will a podcast. You know what I mean? Like, it's just because it's not. I mean, people are here to see. People are here to watch you do whatever. You know, a little more It's a little more entertainment variety on the video. You have to be a little more entertaining. You know, you can't be as personable on the video as you can the podcast. You know, like I can tell you, hey, I screwed up and my wife's upset with me, blah blah blah. Nobody gives a shit if I shoot that in the video. You know what I mean? But anyway, this podcast is over, ladies and gentlemen. It's Saturday. I mean, what are you gonna do today, everybody? Are you gonna oh yeah, by the way, I keep forgetting. Every day I tell myself I gotta ask these people, are you writing down those goals? Have you been writing them down? Write them down and look at them once a day. You know, I write mine down. I do my mind storming, and then I look at them, fill them out, think about what I can do. One day last week, I was driving. I drove about 3 hours with the radio off. I just started thinking what I got to do, because I got to do more. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna turn this thing all the way up. You know, you want the heat to be hot. You want to get the juices flowing. You know, the meat's cooking, but you know we need to ratchet it up. Are you writing down your goals, and are you writing down your ideas? Don't forget that part. You know, Because like I told you, you can forget an idea real quick. Trust me. I do it every day, at least once a day, because I'm like, oh, where's my note? I'll be in the store or something. I go, oh, damn, I should have brought my notebook. I had an idea, and boom, by the time I get back to the truck, boom, idea gone, okay? But anyway, that's it for today. We'll come back tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow, Sunday, we're going to give you a book recommendation, and we're going to do a little motivation. Blah, 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 blah. Maybe not no motivation. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this intimate I'm just kidding now. I hope you enjoyed this intimate presentation of the Affiliate Party Podcast. No, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. I enjoyed it. But let me know what you think. Video, audio, which one do you think you have more of a closeness with? And let me know why. You can email me, or you can always hit me up on the Instagram or the Twitter or wherever. Instagram is, what is it? TRESONNO. If you ever want to be Instagram friends, you can hit me up there. And I have the same name on Twitter. You can hit me up on Facebook too. I really don't post nothing on Facebook. I don't post nothing much on any. Well, every day on Twitter I post the podcast. That's about it. But you can always hit me up, send me a message or something, and I'll respond back. We can chit chat. That's not a big deal. It's not a problem. But that's it for today. We'll come back tomorrow with another hard-hitting episode of the best podcast in the universe. My name is Tony Rosano for the Affiliate Party Podcast, and we will talk to you tomorrow. And as always, everybody. Oh yeah, everybody. Today's Saturday. Please, before I go, everybody say a little prayer for the Georgia Bulldogs. I'll tell you what, 15 years I've been living here, I'm not a Georgia Bulldog fan, but these people every year, they get a glimmer of hope. These people that live around me, these people living in the state of Georgia, they get a glimmer of hope for the football team. And every year, everybody, their football team lets them down. I feel bad for these people. I remember, I hate to continue the podcast, but real quick, you want to talk about wasting money? I remember one year when I forgot what it was. I think before or right after the Falcons blew their Super Bowl, the Georgia Bulldogs was up in a football game, in a championship game against Alabama. They was up, and then of course Alabama brought in the backup, and eventually what happened? The backup, Tua, I can't pronounce his name, but he threw a pass, touchdown, game over. These people from Georgia spent like $1,500, $2,000 for a ticket just to watch the team lose. I said, oh man, I feel bad for you. But say a little prayer for the Georgia Bulldogs, okay? Please let them win one game so these people can be happy. All right, but anyway, enough of that. That's it for the podcast. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will talk to you tomorrow. All right, and as always, peace.